Meanwhile, the Philippines will continue to push for the peaceful resolution of the West Philippine Sea territorial dispute under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Seas. At the ASEAN Summit in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, President Aquino also insisted the group did not forge a united stance that the dispute not be internationalized. Rocky Ignacio.
President Aquino stood firm that the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Seas, or UNCLOS, should be the bedrock of engagement to resolve overlapping maritime claims. President Aquino has raised an intervention during the ASEAN-Japan Summit to contradict the interpretation of Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen on the views expressed by ASEAN leaders in addressing territorial disputes in the region. The President was referring to the ASEAN leaders' retreat session when Prime Minister Sen made a statement interpreting their discussion that the ASEAN route is the only way to resolve the issue peacefully. Prime Minister Hun Sen said a consensus has been made to resolve issues of maritime disputes. He said that ASEAN has a solid document to address the matter, such as the Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in the South China Sea. But when Prime Minister Hun Sen mentioned the ASEAN-China framework, President Aquino raised an intervention. The President reiterates that the issue to resolve maritime disputes should not limit within the ASEAN.
President Aquino his hand, and he was acknowledged, and he made a significant intervention. This is what the President said. There were several views expressed yesterday on ASEAN unity, which we did not realize will be translated into an ASEAN consensus. For the record, this was not our understanding. The ASEAN route is not the only route for us. As a sovereign state, it is our right to defend our national interests. The Chair, Prime Minister Hun Sen, duly acknowledged the statement of President Aquino, and he said that this will be reflected in the record.
During the ASEAN Plus 3 meeting with Japan, Korea, and China, President Aquino called on members concerned to avoid the threat or use of force and urged them to recognize principles of international law in settling disputes. Secretary Coloma said the President wants to point out with clarity and firmness that the provisions of the country's constitution on sovereignty should be affirmed and respected. The President earlier called on other leaders to uphold bloc centrality in addressing territorial disputes in the West Philippine Sea.
For our President, he is representing the state, the government, and our state, our government is governed by a constitution, and under the constitution we need to assert our sovereignty, and that is the way our President believes, that we are asserting our sovereignty, that in a forum like this, we must point out with clarity and with firmness that we would like to the provisions of our Constitution on sovereignty to be affirmed and to be respected. And he already laid the framework for this in his opening statement, and this is consistent with all the statements he has made on this issue. That there should be ASEAN centrality, and even as we observe ASEAN centrality, this is an issue that involves the stake of each of the member states of ASEAN concerned, that have claims on the disputed territory, and that we are affirming our belief that this matter should be resolved peacefully and in accordance with international law, including the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea.
For the People's Television, Rocky Ignacio, Phnom Penh, Cambodia.